This is my family, my wife, two of my boys are back there, Mattel, Diana, Gabriel. Thank you for supporting Daddy. So yeah, I got 3 boys, Mattel, Gabriel, Miguel, my wife and I. We're married 23 years. We're a big scout family. Personally, when I was in scouts, I didn't like it. I didn't like following any rules, no procedures. I didn't like it. But I saw the value for my kids. So I said, okay, let's bring up in scouts. So two Eagle Scouts, one to go, Gabriel. What else? We got 2 dogs. We got Astro and Rocky. Rocky's going to be in the presentation a little bit later about SEO. Okay. So that's my family. So one family member I need to shout out. He's in the back there. He's from Tucson, Arizona. Mateo Aguirre from Speedway Junk Removal. He called me his freshman year in college. Dad, I don't have any money. I said, dude, you got a pickup truck. So it wasn't enough for me to convince him to get into junk removal, but it was an event like this where there's other like-minded people his age, like the junk teams guys said, you know, be around them young guys, you can network. But so it was an event where we went to, he met some young people. We came back to Arizona and said, Dad, can you help me do this? I think I want to do this. So that was his freshman year. Now he just graduated June, May, in May. Graduated on Friday. Graduated on a Friday. Saturday, he wanted me to go work with him. I said, I'm here, celebrate. But we went to a fraternity party after his graduation. Families came in from around the country to see their kids graduate. My son showed up at 11:30 and said, Dad, I made $1,500 already. So, junk removal. I got to tell you some of his quotes. I started this business when he was 12. I would take him with me working. And I remember one time he said, Dad, 12-year-olds shouldn't have to do this kind of work. I said, pick up that dog, let's go. He would also say, sometimes he was, Dad, I want an inside job. I had no idea he'd be doing the same thing I'm doing now. So I'm proud of my son. Congratulations, Mateo. So here's a Tucson Google search. Number 1 is Junk King. Number 3 is When Aaron Got Junk. And number 2 is my son. So he does not pay anyone for SEO. He does not listen to what I tell him to do, and he still does really well. So everyone has their own path, their own journey. There's different ways to succeed. What else we got? So there's this crew right there on the left. That's his first junk truck. This is pretty cool. This is my dad's junk truck. This is Mateo's junk truck. This is my dad, and there's Mateo. See that picture? Okay, what I'm going to go over today, basically a little bit of my history. I'm going to talk about sales, expenses, and profit. And the most important thing to take away from this talk is that you make the distinction between operating expenses and cost of goods sold. Okay, it cost me like $15,000 to learn that. Okay, I don't regret paying it. You guys are going to get it today. It's very valuable. With what you learn here, you take it back and put it into practice, you'll give yourself a 3 to 5% raise at the end of the year. Okay, so pay attention. And if you don't get it, it's okay. You can reach out to me, I'll explain it to you. Okay, I can't see my own screen here. Okay, what can be measured can be improved, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then after that, we'll talk about some recent successes and opportunities. So my background, I started probably 5th grade mowing lawns. I worked in a mobile home park working for elderly people. I worked at a bike shop where students put bikes together. I worked washing buses one summer. That's right when I first learned how to use a pressure washer, which I didn't know at the time, but it would lead me to my next business venture. My senior year of high school, I worked a part-time civil service for Huachuca. It was a lot of fun. It was my first introduction to government work, and I couldn't believe the amount of waste. But it was a fun job. At the time, minimum wage $2.35 an hour. I was making $8 an hour as a high school senior. That was really good. It was a lot of fun too. Okay, I left home. went to DeVry, got an education in electronics. I was an electronics tech for a few years. Worked for National Semiconductor in Utah, worked for Motorola. Finally got a bachelor's at ASU. So 19 years in the corporate world. It was really good. I was a high performer. I did well, but I always felt out of place. I was like, there's got to be something else in this. I felt like a monkey in the suit all the time. So, but I like the jumpsuit much better. Okay. So once my wife got married a year prior to leaving Motorola, I started a pressure washing business. And that's my first rig in the upper left-hand corner. Probably about 3 months into our marriage, I told my wife, I'm going to get $6,000 from our checking account today. She's like, what? What are you doing with $6,000? I'm going to buy a pressure washer. Do you know what you're doing? No. But that was my first jump into entrepreneurship. I loved it, never looked back. At the time, no YouTube videos. You had to look around. You had to learn hard knocks, trial and error. There's no real education. So there's some photos of me pressure washing. I bought an existing hood cleaning company. It's about 300 restaurants. I had crews at night working. During the day, I got bored. Okay, so I started delving into the junk removal business, and then I thought if I could make another $10,000 a month, that'd be awesome. I had no idea. So as the junk removal business grew, I started transitioning out. I sold off the pressure washing, the hood cleaning. I love this picture. That's my little son. We're up on a scaffolding. That's not OSHA compliant. So my crews were working at night. So during the day, I said, I got to do something else. I said, I'm going to open up a pressure wash repair shop. That was a fail. The mechanic there, he was surfing inappropriate stuff on my computers. Also, I had a fire done, and I shut that business down quickly. I said, I need something else to do during the day. And I had one customer that said, can you pressure wash a warehouse? No problem. Can you haul this junk? No problem. I'm like, junk. I think I can do that. So I jumped right in. I bought this big, ugly dump truck. I did one job with it, and I realized I made a mistake, okay? So I said, I need more information. I got to ask some people for help. So this guy right here, who's from Washington? Seattle? Who knows Mark Brock? Brock's Junk Removal? All right, so he's the first guy I called, asked him, hey, can you give me some tips? So I said, Brock, as soon as I get this thing going, I'm going to fly over, buy you a beer. So this is the day we had a beer. I went out there and took my kids, did a road trip. This is the other guy, you guys might know Robert, the garbage guy. Anybody know Robert? Awesome guy. So this is the first day I met him. I stalked him in a Jack in the Box parking lot. This is my own company, On-Site Commercial Services. I said, Robert, my name's John. I want to start a junk removal business. Can you give me some tips? He said, sure, I'll give you some tips. Now I'm his biggest competitor, so it's a lot of fun. As I was transitioning from junk removal to pressure washing, you can see we use a pressure washer called junk also. Down the left-hand corner is an example of bad cost of goods sold, and we'll talk about it here shortly. Here's some just pictures as the business grew. My name is Miguel, getting ready to go to the whorehouse. This is 2018. My landlord kicked me out of my place. There was too many junk trucks, and it wasn't a good fit. So I found this abandoned building. I got a really good deal on it. So it's a commercial building. And we just started building that out. That's our shop now. This, I think, was the original Junk Guys truck since the business has been around, junkguys.com. If you call that number right now, Happy Junk picks up. So the Junk Guys got that business. So that's where we picked up a customer list, which is worth money because it's value, right? So that was a good investment. So here's my current team now. Okay, let's get back to the business. White COGS, cost of goods sold. It's also known as cost of services. This is where I learned it. A couple guys in here, Mike, Dave, Mattel, you guys were in the class when we learned about COGS. And what it is, in the junk removal business, the most important three items we deal with on a daily basis is fuel, labor, and dump fees. So that's, to understand the pattern of expense for that part of the business is very valuable. So, you guys heard of the flux capacitor? Yeah. All right. So, the flux capacitor gets that car to go travel with time. It can't work without the flux capacitor. Well, what we're going to talk about now is the flux capacitor of junk removal. Right? What happened here? I don't know. So, okay, so sales, cost of goods sold, and operating expenses. This is our my first COGS teacher. This is Justin Walls. He's now the president of Junk Loaders. That's Mateo and I. And this is on the left is him explaining in COGS. When he explained the COGS, my face looked like that. What you talking about? Yeah. Okay, so if you don't understand this calculation, it's okay because I built a calculator that you guys can download so you don't have to figure out the math. It's very easy math. At the time, I was confused. But anyways, basically it's your labor, fuel, dump fees divided by your sales. That gives you your percentage. For example, if you charge $130 for this Baxter, your cost of goods sold will be 80%. That's bad. If you charge $450 for that Baxter, 28% is good. So my son will call me off and end of the day and tell me what your COGS today. So we talk this language all the time. If you talk this language with your employees, your profit goes up, right? Because now they have something they can set a goal on. All right, so here's the calculation. What was this one here? This is a really good example. The other day, Gabriel, my 16-year-old back there, and I went on a job. And we cleaned out a garage. Took us like 15 minutes, $600. Right? That's good COGS. So, and the lady said they only took 15 minutes and charged me $600, and she gave us a 5-star review and talked about it. Dude, that is value. So that was really good. That's an example of good COGS. So rewind to 2014. I was trying to find resources and how to learn how to do the business. There were no resources, so I created like this small Facebook group. It's called Local Junkers. My mistake then is to make it private. It's still there. It's not a lot of members, but we shared information. So that Facebook group evolved into a website. I called it Local Junkers, and I put on there all the resources that helps us in the industry. If you're not on there, come see me. So this is if you go on the localjunkers.com. This calculator pops up. You can put that on your Android, your iPhone, and this is the copy of my screen on my phone. Anytime I go somewhere, I can run a calculation pretty quick. So this is a website. You can also load it on, if you go to localjunkers.com under resources, you'll see the calculator. So that's that. I think there's like 600 members on there right now. So this is helps on your SEO. It gives you backlinks. So if you're interested in that, see. Okay, operating expenses. So the 30% is a goal to shoot for cost of goods for your monthly labor, gas, and gum. You shoot around 30%. That's a good starting point. And all the rest of the costs are called operating expenses. Andrew mentioned this in his presentation. So the easiest one to control are the top three. That's why if you have a good understanding of your COGS, your bottom line is going to be better.